always an underlying competition in academics with your classmates, with your friends, and I always tend to feel like really pressured to be good enough, and it becomes so much that sometimes I just don't feel motivated.
Yes, I've been dealing through like a lot of family pressure.
So like 4 months ago, my family and a few friends pressured me to losing weight. I was on the point of becoming extremely obese, so they pressured me a lot, and I started feeling really sick. But then after some time, I lost weight. So it was not bad, but it wasn't good either because for some time I didn't feel well.
I've always felt a little pressure to conform to how other teenagers behave and how they act and the things that they're interested in. But up until around this year, last year, I never felt it to such a great extent. And it's something that's incredibly common for someone whose interests don't fit into what's considered mainstream or that the peers have. The thing is, no one else has the right to make you feel like you should be anything other than yourself.
ये काम का टेंशन आता है, बच्चों का टेंशन आता है, उनकी पढ़ाई के बारे में टेंशन आता है।
हाँ, तो आप उसके बारे में क्या क्या करते हो?
मैं सोचती हूँ पहले ये करूँ वो करूँ, बाद में सब अच्छा होना चाहिए, उसी बात का भी टेंशन आता है। और ये सब टेंशन करके मैं सोचती हूँ अभी लाइन से के काम करती हूँ तो थोड़ा टेंशन कम होता है, ऐसा मेरा तरीका है।
Okay, so my biggest pressure point is to make sure that my students who are lagging behind either in understanding the subject are able to come in line with those who are getting a hang of the subject. So basically giving them more assessments kind of adds on also to the workload. The other thing is basically a lot of times you're not able to meet your lesson plans, so that's another pressure point. Syllabus deadline completion for grade 10, grade 12 is always there. And if you talk about home pressure, it's all about prioritizing. That's how I deal with it.
One of the main sources of pressure nowadays, I'd say, is work-life balance. Especially for me, I live alone, so it's not only apart from work, I have to go back home and do all the home tasks I need to do at home, from ironing, cooking, and everything that related to it. So that's one of the main difficulties. But so for that, it's very important to be organized and keep positive and have your moments every day and every week.
In life, we do have a lot of pressures, like pressures we face, we encounter as children, and pressures we encounter as adults in our personal space as well as professional space. Well, in my personal space, of course, I do have the pressure of meeting up with the challenges of meeting the personal commitments of the family members and stuff. The best way to deal with it is, I think, to give it a lot of time and patience and an empathetic and considerate understanding. To deal with pressures over here at the professional front, I think you need to be really little more experienced with time and give it a lot of understanding to it. Of course, the logistics of the working and your understanding the dynamics of your profession. But then if you talk about how to handle and cope with those pressures, I think it all depends on you, how you address those pressures as well and how you take them. So what I do personally is at times if I'm too stressed out and I'm too, I feel under the heat of the situation, so I just go off to sleep.
Okay. So at home, I mean, the biggest pressure right now when we are traveling in the COVID times is to keep safe, and that's one of the biggest pressures. Work-wise, well, there are always something or the other that comes up. Most importantly is not to get overwhelmed. It's important to take small steps at a time. I think that's the biggest way not to get overwhelmed, to handle pressure. If there are things at work that needs to be done, I have a to-do list and take a small step towards completing that list and take care of the pressure that work gets done. Yeah, instead of sitting with everything